Hey, welcome back to Grazeland TV, and today we're going to be making a simple coat rack. It's getting colder out, all the winter stuff's coming out, and this whole house is being rehabbed. If you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe if you want to watch the journey. I guess you call it a DIY tutorial, but it's pretty straightforward. If you need a DIY, it'll be our little secret. You don't have to tell anyone that you needed tips. Today we're just doing something super simple. We're putting up a coat rack, and I might put a couple pictures above it. I don't know how that's gonna look. But first thing you gotta do is measure your wall. So, my wall is 76 inches. So we want about a foot on either side, but for now we'll just remember 76 inches. And I'm going to do the math off camera because I am so good at math. So here's the hooks I got. They're bronze, and I don't have my box cutter on me yet. It's too early. It's like 12 o'clock. YouTuber life. Anyways, so the house is bronze themed. So I got these at Amazon, and they're much cheaper, unfortunately, online than the big box stores. But I want to maximize how much you can hang up there, because if you have company over, everyone's got coats, hats, scarves, whatever. And this particular house, we don't have a coat closet right when you walk in the front door, because it's an open concept. So anyways, I want to maximize what each hook could do. So there's two here, and then I like how the top one goes out further, so you can put your hat up there and you still have access to the coats and whatnot. I have another hat rack, coat rack out in the studio, but with that one, it was store-bought, pre-built, but it only had one hook above and then one hook below. And the problem with that is you put something on top, now it's hard to get access to the one on the bottom. So hopefully with it staggered like that, you can really pack the coats in there. But we'll see. Okay, so let's just get the chop saw over here on my wonderful chopping table. 76 minus two 12-inch sides. We want 12 inches on either side, so that brings it down to 52. If you don't know, ask Siri. I didn't ask Siri. To make this cheap or save money, because lumber is $1 billion, I actually have this wonderful piece of scrap wood right here from a previous project. So I'm just going to cut this down to size and then go from there. Yeah, my blade's a little dull. I may or may not have hit a couple nails in the rehab project. So here we go. Hopefully you can see this. I'm working with my GoPro today, just winging it. We got a nice short little board. Any imperfections, it's okay. It's gonna add a little bit of zazzarange to it, okay? Yeah, I think I like that, but either way I'm gonna router it, so it's probably gonna shave most out anyways. But yeah, I've had this router for a while. I didn't have the router table though before. I have a little router circular thing so you can make perfect circles, and then anything else I just hand routed it. But I wanted to get this. It'd be nice to have nice, clean, consistent lines that's not all swirly. I did a little test run last night. There's a little bit of bumps, imperfections in it, and I realized that this is slightly off, so I need to get a level and adjust this real quick. So give me a second to fix that. Plug in the vacuum, reduce the amount of dust. So I want to show off this cool little set. I don't know if Craftsman even makes it anymore. I think it was Craftsman. Pop the glass out of the way, get that glare out of your eyes. There you go. Check that out. I think that's kind of cool. It shows you little pictures of what your cutout's going to look like. And so we're going with the classic cove with a bead. So yeah, that's what that's going to look like. Pretty excited about it. Should look pretty good. All right, so let's get this bad boy going, and let's do a little test run. Tell you what, playing with routers are so fun. It's got a little nick right here. I could probably run it through a second pass and it'd probably clean that up. but I'm not worried about it. Though I have a fireplace in my garage and I threw a bunch of cardboard in it and it just randomly lit on fire on itself. Obviously there's coals in it. Be careful with fire, people. So yeah, I could probably clean that up a little bit. Maybe I will. This is just a test piece. Who cares? We're just having fun here. All right, here's the real deal. Here's our coat hanger. That's about how long it's going to be. Now for the edges, I'm going to have to move this little guide here. It just ain't going to work. And that's it right there. Quite pretty. It's got a couple little nicks right here. I'm not sure what happened. It's often near the end. One thing I'll say about this Bosch router table is this isn't flush, and that's a little bit annoying. Now that could be my fault. It does come with these little spacers, and that fire you heard, that was the instructions. So that looks really thick. So there's two spacers in each one, but still looks kind of thick. But that might be what that's for. I'll have to dig into that. I'll get back to you on it. This video is not about a review on that. That's about this. So anyways, there's a little bit of imperfections near the ends a little bit. But you know what? It's good. I like it. So I'm just going to scuff it up a little bit with sandpaper. This end, it clearly dug into the board deeper than this side dug in deeper than these sides. But it's okay. I still like it. It's kind of cute. So what I'm going to do next is just gently rub down a little bit with sandpaper, stain it, and then we'll move on. Well, I have other sandpaper, just don't know where it's at because this garage is a mess. Compliments of the rehab. So I'm just going to run it down with some fine sandpaper. Now I know what you're thinking. Is he really going to stain his wood right on top of his nice table saw? Yep. Perfect. Perfect. There, you happy? There. Now it's just going to leak on top of my chop saw. Okay, I'll move the chop saw too. We're using semi-gloss Cabot Cordovan Brown. Cordovan Brown is what we're using. And the wood stain's kind of pricey, so I picked a theme that I want to go through the whole house. And that's the theme. So I get to reuse it over and over. And with stain paint, you can get away with just shaking it like that. Stain, you probably want to stir a little bit more with the wood stick, you know, because then you could have inconsistencies. And we're just gonna slap her on there. And because this is such a dark stain, it'll probably take a couple coats. And scuffing it up with sandpaper definitely helps too. First coat, it's gonna look like it's not even doing anything. It looks like a terrible paint job. But you just gotta have faith in yourself, long term, that something's gonna work out with your life and it'll look great. Don't focus on the moment too much, right? Now I guess it's all preference on what tickles your fancy. If you wanted to, you let that sit for like an hour or so and then just wipe it off and you have a real faint glaze. I ain't about that faint life though. So we're gonna soak this several times. If this is gonna help maintain the texture of the wood. I could have just ruined it just now, but we'll see. I'm experimenting so you don't have to, okay? So that's kind of a cool look too. Yeah, that looks cool, but I'm not gonna leave it like that. I want it to be darkety dark. People in the comments be like, oh, you just ruined it, should have left it. I know. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Time for round 2. More stain to throw at you. Ooh, look at that, getting darker. There it is. Second coat. Probably get a third. But for now, that's the second coat. Okay, the next step, I got these off of Amazon. I'll put the link below. I remember these in church, they're in the bottoms of the pews. So I'm gonna drill a pilot hole for the screws that are gonna anchor this to the wall. And then I'm gonna drill this for these so they have a room to sit in. And then this is 3/8, so I'm gonna test on the scrap wood anyways, but it's both 3/8, so that should work. But the other coat hanger I bought that was pre-built is 6 inches apart. I'm gonna see how that looks with these. I have 10 of these, obviously more than that can actually fit on this, but I'm gonna check and see if I can get away with putting more than 6 inches or less than 6 inches apart. I'm shooting for more like 5 inches apart. And if it looks like it's not too crowded, I'm gonna go with 5 inches apart. So we're talking 2 inches, so 1 inch is center. 51, so 25 and a half. Right, yeah, 25. And that's the 5 inch. Look at that. Okay. So we'll get 9 on it by doing that. That's fine. And then sorry about that. The camera died, so now we got them all put in there. 6 inches apart, there's 9 of them. These come in 5 packs. They come with a cool little pencil. So that's cool. Yeah. But so I got 1 extra one, I'll say that. I'm sure there'll be another project, maybe a bathroom or something in the future. But for now we gotta drill the holes for it to mount to the ceiling. And I'm just gonna randomly pick boom, boom. Because if there's no stud back there, then we'll just put the little plastic doohickeys into the drywall, because it's not a ton of weight that's going to be holding these up, so that should be more than sufficient. Now for the next drill bit, this big one, it's a 3/8 inch, just like these little plugs. These are 3/8 inch plugs. We don't want this to go all the way through, so I'm going to get a piece of tape and put it at about right there, so it can't go any further than that, and that's how much will be exposed. Get a nice little hammer, and that goes in pretty good. Measure like right here and pre-drill our holes. And that was drywall. And that was drywall. Too good. Pound it in. You like my hammer? Perfect. With the screws, we want the head to be flat so it doesn't mess with that little wooden bump thing that's going to hide the screw hole. Get going in there a little bit. Up we go. Snug as a bug. I have a lot more projects in the works. If you enjoy this type of content and you want to see the rest of the rehab on the house, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. And if you have something you can share with me so I can learn, feel free to let me know. I love to hear it.